In other news, Norway is mourning the deaths of 91 people who were killed in a shooting spree and bomb blast in and around Oslo last night. Police say the death toll could rise. Voicing the shock felt by the small nation, Prime Minister Jens Stoltenberg said a paradise has been transformed into hell. Norway's King and Queen and the Prime Minister have visited the survivors and relatives of the dead, but the tension is still high. A man carrying a knife was detained outside the hotel where that happened. He said he was armed because he did not feel safe. Police have also arrested a 32-year-old Norwegian in connection with the twin attacks. They've described him as a Christian fundamentalist who was keen on hunting and games like World of Warcraft. It's also been revealed that he recently bought 6 tons of fertilizer, which could have been used to make explosives. The attacks were the deadliest in Western Europe since the 2004 Madrid bombings.
The Norwegian capital Oslo now in a lockdown after Friday's horrific attacks. Police are maintaining a tight cordon in the heart of the city and soldiers are on the streets.
I thought I was safe. Norway was a safe country, but it looks like it's difficult you never know when you're safe anymore.
Prime Minister Jens Stoltenberg has called the violence the country's worst since World War II.
Norway is a small country, but we are a proud country. And we are all very close, especially in times like this.
Hello?
The carnage began mid-afternoon on Friday with a massive explosion in downtown Oslo. The blast ripped through government buildings, including the Prime Minister's office. Firemen worked to contain fires and ambulances rushed to the scene. Barely 2 hours later, a gunman disguised as a policeman arrived on the small holiday island of Utoya. He began firing at random at teenagers attending a youth summer camp. It took Special Forces teams 30 minutes to arrive on the island, during which terrified teens sought shelter in trees and bushes. Some even tried swimming to safety.
At the water there was many shot people, so I tried to save those I could, but there were people there that I couldn't do anything for.
Terrifying. Yeah. We were gathered in the beginning and he came and started to shoot and we all thought it was a joke.
Police have arrested and charged an ethnic Norwegian in connection with the attacks. Local media has named him as Anders Behring Breivik. The 32-year-old has been described as a right-wing Christian. Prime Minister Stoltenberg says he doesn't want to speculate on the motive of the attacks. But police say both appear to be connected to the ruling Labour Party government. The blast took place in the government district, and the youth camp was organised by the Labour Party's youth wing.
Well, Singapore has strongly condemned the attacks in Norway. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs urges Singaporeans in the country or who are heading there to be alert. Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong, meantime, describes the attacks as horrific and despicable. He wrote to Prime Minister Jens Stoltenberg to convey his deepest condolences to the victims' families and the entire nation. He also says this is a reminder that all countries must stay vigilant and resolute in countering terrorism. And Foreign Minister K. Shanmugam has written to his Norwegian counterpart expressing his great dismay and sorrow. He adds that Norway is a good friend of Singapore.